Yeah. Relax, enjoy yourself. This is the cigar room. You can meet me there, I don't know.
Hey, welcome to the Cigar Room Show. We are here in Saugatuck, Michigan. We are here at the Stogies Cigar Shoppe. With owner and operator Steve Thomas.
Thank you.
Man, we got a chance to touch base and talk a little bit before we was able to do this sit down, and got to kick it with each other for a little bit. And I got a little bit of understanding of who you were. I wanted to go back in depth. I want to kind of take it from the beginning. In the beginning, when you were just over these years going on, was this something that you envisioned for yourself, or was it something that kind of just grew on you?
Well, actually, it was a little bit of both, to be honest with you. This is something I've always wanted to do since I've really gotten a passion about it. And my mentor has helped me with that, Miguel Nin down in Daytona, Florida.
Okay.
What's up, Miguel?
Shout out to Miguel.
So, yeah, he owns a Daytona cigar shop down there. So, over the years, my sister had moved down there, so I befriended him. We've known each other for quite a while. And, you know, it was just him mentoring me, telling me a little bit more about cigars. You know, I've smoked cigars for over 20 years. Yeah. But he really broke the cigar down to me, you know, so that's where my passion began. So just a little bit of the story. I won't go through the whole thing, but you know, I'm a big boater, my wife and I. So we came to Saugatuck just on an adventure of hanging out with a bunch of our friends from our marina back at Harbortown in Muskegon. So we came down, we hung out, we had a good time. I don't care where I go, I'm always looking for a cigar shop. Yeah. So I got to venturing around with a friend of mine and noticed that there wasn't a cigar shop here. So, you know, I got to telling my wife about it and saying, you know, later on that night, saying, man, can you believe they don't have a cigar shop here? You know, I always got sticks with me, so I'm good. Yeah. But she always knew that is something I wanted to do when I retired, because I was in county government for 28 years, and I retired here recently to open the shop. And she was the one that convinced me to say, you know what, you ought to do it now instead of waiting till you retire, because, you know, I can't sit down, man,
and
so I need something to do. This was last year. This was just last year.
Okay,
you know,
2021. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So our shop, you know, has only been in existence since April 30th
of this year.
Of this year.
Okay.
So we've, you know, been preparing for it a while back. You know, you got licensing and all of that good stuff to get through. So, you know, went through all of that. You know, she was telling me, hey, go for it now. You know, you don't ever know. You know, we're big believers of God, a lot of faith. Yes. And you know, I prayed about it and I prayed about it. God made it easy on my spirit, and He just lined the stuff up. And man, you know,
that's amazing. That's amazing. And the thing about it is, having that peace is really good to have. You know, a lot of people just, I'm gonna go because this is what I need to do. And you found a void. You got peace about it. And your security blanket, your wife, kept you in. And I can relate. I mean, my wife made me start this show. You know, she wanted me starting different opportunities that came from this. But to go about, and by the way, real quick, shout out to everybody out there, boat life. I'm also a boater. I love it. You know, I love being out the water. It's just a peace. I remember I used to be in Detroit and Belle Isle there, and I used to be looking out at the boaters as a kid. I'm like, I'm gonna be out there, you know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was telling my wife, like, it was a boyhood dream. Like, this was a boyhood dream for me. Like, this right here. And,
that's what's up.
And, you know, to actually have that. But now, and you know, having a good stick, being out there. When you knew that, did you know that this would be the area for you? Like this in particular, or was this kind of the area that was like, I really think it should be here? Was it a draw? And then also, how are people receptive to you here in Saugatuck, Michigan?
I didn't know at first. I just knew that I wanted to have a cigar shop someday when I retired. You know, at that point, you know, I was 8 years out, so it's like, you know, when that 8 years come out, then I'll venture and try to, you know, find out where I want to put it. So with not one being here, it was just like that little light went off, you know. So, and my wife, she's really good at finding different things like that, you know. So I told her, I says, well, if you find a building, and you know, and this is all a part of that faith, so you know, it's all kind of lining up. So I said, if you can find a building, it's meant to be. You know, she came up with one building. I was like, no, that's way too much work on there. And then when she found this one on that second try, I said, line that up. We got to go take a look at it.
Yeah.
The next day, I believe it was, we were down here looking at it, and we had a few little issues, little hiccups, but things just, you know, God just made it go smooth. And man, it was just a smooth ride, smooth transition.
Yeah.
And the people of Saugatuck, you know, have just been amazing. A lot of the business owners, you know, we used to do events over at Pumpernickel's. That guy was amazing. Steve from Judson Heath, you know, he was amazing. And you kind of ran into him earlier today. You know, so a bunch of the first guys that came out to our event was a lot of the shop owners, and it was a lot of friends and a lot of different customers I've befriended since they've been coming to the shop, and it just kept growing and growing and growing. So when we talk about the community, it's just been awesome. And then I even have to talk about the community all over the United States, because we get customers. That's what's so awesome about Saugatuck. You get people from everywhere. You get them from different countries.
Yes.
You know, this cigar is almost more well traveled than I am. You know, to be honest with you, you know, it's been over in the Middle East, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
And because this is a great area, like, you know, this nice, cool, calm, collective town. But it's a lot going on still here, and the water's right here for everyone that want to come check it out. Water's right here. All the Boat Life Detroit, that big group out there, a part of Boat Life Detroit. Y'all come out here. Make sure y'all stop at Stogies Cigar Shoppe. Y'all bring these boats out here, man, and have a good time. This is a great area. That's why I was asking. I'm like, this is a beautiful area. As I'm coming in, I'm like, it's a beautiful area. Great area, and I'm glad the town was embracing you like that. And since I've been sitting here, customers come in, they really want to come in. Great, I can tell. Great, they like you. Great customer service. You know, you building friendships. Core people are here. People supporting you, and then you getting the people from around the world throughout the year. Yeah,
and you know, and that's our motto. You know, because that's one of the things that you definitely miss nowadays. I know growing up, you know, it was always about customer service.
Yes.
So now for me, it's that same thing of giving people that luxury experience when they come into the shop.
Yes.
You know, it's talking to them about the different cigars, talking to them about our blend, our brand, you know. What my mentor Miguel went through to, you know, kind of get this particular cigar. And that's not his only blend. You know, he's got a lot of other different blends. So, but, you know, a lot of times you get people come in, they don't, you know, I don't really know too much about cigars. I just like smoking them, but that excites me because now, you know, you get to be on the ground floor of helping build that person's cigar relationship, you know, so you don't want to start off too fast or too slow. I try not to get into that mental of, I just got to sell cigars. My mental is, I'm trying to help you build your cigar knowledge, help you build, you know, your cigar presence with yourself, with your friends, and everything else. So, you know, I don't know everything.
No, but that's amazing though, because a lot of people are intimidated by cigars when they're first getting introduced to them. They're not sure. They're interested. They're intrigued by it. But that is so great that people like yourself are willing to take that time, give them the proper customer service, make them feel comfortable about something they may be intimidated or unsure of. Exactly. You know, and then you make a comfortable and good experience. Because also the customer service and their introductory to the culture, you bridge that gap for them. You know, people like yourself, I thank y'all and appreciate y'all for being some of our gatekeepers within the cigar culture. And then you're making a comfortable transition for anybody who would just like to try it. Because like I said, a lot of people are intimidated by it. And then, you know, we got this pack right here. I got a little sample pack here, the Stogies Cigar Shoppe. Could you tell me about a couple of the cigars here that you have available, and some of the different ones? Just maybe say, for instance, somebody walking in and want to be introduced to one or two of them. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
Oh, that's easy. So one of my favorites is going to be the Maduro, because I am a Maduro smoker. So the Maduro is going to have, all of the cigars are going to have the same tobacco. They're going to have the same wrappers, depending on whether it's a Maduro, Habano, or even the Connecticut. But what makes ours great is I've got them in a lot of different sizes. So, you know, you've got the pigtails, which is our Perfectos. We got the Bahiques, we've got the Toros, we've got the nub styles, all of that different stuff. So with our cigars, you're going to get a nice light cocoa, light earth, but you're going to also have a nice spice that comes with it.
Yes.
When I smoke a Maduro, I know right now you see me smoking on a Habano. We'll jump on that in a few minutes. But that Maduro kind of overpowers the spice just a little bit. So, but you still get to pull that note of spice and everything out. Now with the Habanos,
That's what I have right now. Maduro nub right now, correct?
Yeah, you're on the Maduro
Yes.
nub there.
Yes.
So when we get with the Habanos, one of the reasons why I probably like this one just a little bit more on that Habano side is because of the spice. So when I smoke these and with that Habano wrapper, it just really just incorporates that spice throughout the cigar, and it just makes it just an excellent smoke.
Yeah.
And as you can tell right now, I know you're just starting to get into it, but as you finish that stick, you'll realize that as you begin with it, that's exactly what you're going to end with. So it's kind of just like a flatline stick where you light it up, you're enjoying that flavor. Sometimes you get some cigars that'll change, you know, so you'll start off this way, you might enjoy it, and then it hits another note, and you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
and the next thing you know, you hit something else. But, you know, with our sticks, they're going to be really nice and smooth. They're going to be very flavorful.
Yes.
And
this one is exceptionally smooth.
Oh,
Yes,
I
it
appreciate
is.
that.
Yes,
I
it
appreciate that.
Yeah, and so now we're going into, we got the shop starting April 30th. Here we are, let's go ahead and jump a month out. How was the first month for you in opening your Stogies Cigar Shoppe here?
Man, I tell you, it was exciting. You know, it was really exciting. And at the same time, you know, it was a little bit scary too, because number one, when I retired, you know, that's 28 years of my life, you know, so, you know, that part of it was a little scary, but I got over that, you know, prayed and that whole faith thing, but then it's like, okay, I used to tell my mentor all the time, man, do I have enough knowledge? He says, dude, stop. He says, you're good to go. You know, over the years, you know, our conversations, him breaking things down, he said, you'll be fine. You know a lot about cigars. You just got to project that out.
Yeah.
And he says, and just keep learning. And you know, you never know everything about cigars. There's so many of them out there. You know, so when the doors opened, the people started coming in, man, it was just really like second nature. It's just sitting here talking to you.
Yeah.
You're having conversations with customers about different cigars. Sometimes, well, I don't have this one. One of my fun parts is, you know, if a person comes in and asks for a certain type of cigar, you know, I'm not a huge cigar store, so you may not have it. But the other fun part is putting them in something else that they smoke, and then they come back, you know, maybe the next day and be like, man, I got to buy some more of those. That was the best stick, you know. So that right there, you know, when that starts to happen, that just it's exciting.
You know, I got a saying, it's called possible is only reserved for those that persevere. What have you persevered in your life to see what's possible? Because I believe men and women of faith they're gonna have different obstacles that come to them. But if you're a man or woman of faith, as long as you're going forward, you can see you're gonna see the progress. You're gonna see what's possible. As long as you're going forward in faith. As long as you believe, as long as you believe, and it's hard sometimes because you do doubt yourself. You do find some places where it's uncomfortable, but just consistently put in the work. And I tell you, that was one of the things I was doing early on. I'm like, I'm not sure if I could do this. I'm not sure. All I did was just keep putting in the work.
Gotcha.
I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna put my hand in there. I'm just gonna keep doing it, until something happened, and then different opportunities presented themselves. I appreciate you for persevering through whatever obstacles you met in the beginning. And
I
then
appreciate
you're willing
that.
to see what's possible. And you're just within year one, and you're already. This is a great shop for everybody. Y'all come out. This is a great setup shop, nice, inviting, and also the area being exceptional. But this is great, you know. And I really appreciate you letting me come here and let me experience this. Now, as you growing and going, certain things are probably maybe already have presented themselves or are going to present themselves.
Okay.
Is there certain things that you're envisioning for yourself and your business and brand going forward?
The biggest thing is just to keep changing the shop in little forms. You know what I mean? It's keep continuing to bring in boutique cigars. And when I say boutique cigars, because you read a lot of different articles, a lot of guys say, well, they're all boutique. To me, that's not necessarily true. You've got your mainstream cigars that are out there that everybody knows. To me, a boutique cigar is going to be your own blends. They're going to be cigars that you normally don't hear about all the time. You know, so my goal is, especially for this year, for my next year's deal, is to really get out there and find some more of those boutique cigars, because it's a lot of homework doing that.
Yes.
Because there's so many out there.
Oh, absolutely.
I always say the saying as, when a person comes, man, I've smoked everything. No, you haven't, because there's a person in their basement right now rolling a hand-rolled cigar, and you've never tried it before.
Yep.
So you can never say you've smoked everything.
Right.
So again, you know, that's one of my purposes, is to be able to keep continuing to bring, you know, new cigars. Now, there'll be staples here, because there's always going to be those cigars that you just constantly
Because a lot of those
sell.
people saying, I smoked every cigar, they smoked every popular cigar.
Right.
You know, but man, that's amazing. Thank you for bringing up boutique cigars, because I'm looking for people to bring up more of those boutique cigars and more of those independent small business owners, those people that are trying to get off the ground. And for those of you that are watching this show and check in with this show throughout the country and throughout the world, shout out to people in the UK lately that reached out to me. I was
cool.
exceptional. I was like, okay, but those people who are just getting started, this is a place where they could reach out to you, right? And then,
for sure.
I would like to see if we could work something out and give those boutique cigar brands an opportunity, because a lot of them are just as intimidated as they were to start it, as they were to try to get it in certain places and spaces that can be available for sale.
Exactly.
And become one of those brands that can be known. You know, you never know. And you're willing to build those partnerships with them.
Oh yeah, and I welcome that. You know, I purposely go out to find those type of cigars. My thing of it is I like to smoke them. I really like to sit down and have my way with them, and then you kind of figure out, because you get a chance to know your customer base.
Yes.
I can remember when I first started, you know, I bought a lot of bold cigars. You know, I had a little bit of everything: light, medium to light, bold, you know. And one of the things that I found out is, in this indigenous area, a lot of people that are coming from all over the country, they're really kind of into that light to medium, medium to full sometimes.
Yes.
The full body is just, well, you know what? I don't have a lot of them, but I got to carry a few of them.
Yes.
You know, my guy down in Texas, Definition Cigar, shout out to Jaman. That dude has got a stick that, I mean, I can't even hardly keep that thing in, you know. It's called the equalizer, but you know, he's a brother down in Texas, and he's got a Nicaraguan blend cigar. Okay. Excellent stick. And so I keep a few of those, you know, some EP Carrillos and some other different blends out there. And so I try to keep a little bit of everything for everyone. But that light to medium, straight medium, sometimes medium to full, but those, you know, that's kind of like that bread and butter. So you definitely, you know, opening up a cigar shop, I think you really have to know your customer base. And that first year is critical, and it's a lot of listening, you know, when people come in. And, you know, to me, I think that was a good start. And then that'll help me progress for year two.
You know, for me, I was looking into the different brands and businesses, and I was thinking to myself, I was talking to Tony from City Smoke Mobile Cigar Lounge, and I was like, man, you know what? I knew at one point in time I thought I did want to have a lounge. At one point in time I did think I want to have my own stick. And I said, you know what? No, I want to be able to, I want to be able to enjoy different lounges. I want to be able to enjoy different sticks. I wanted to be able, and certain people in the beginning, they thought that when I was bringing on the show or talking about the show, they thought that I was kind of almost investigating them.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then hearing you talking about building these different relationships and learning from different people and having these different experiences with different people who got other brands as well. We're a community.
Exactly.
We're not in competition. We complement one another.
Exactly.
And I'm looking forward to complimenting people anywhere they are, whether business, brand, or service, whatever you have. I want to be able to complement that. I'm not in competition with anyone. And I'm glad that we are, those of us are reaching out to different people and willing to extend the community and just have a good relationship, a good rapport throughout the country. You talking about people in Texas, and Florida, and different people in the world that's got your sticks here, and they're traveling, and man, it's amazing. And they get that opportunity and that experience.
Well, I think it's amazing that you're, having this platform and you're doing that, that same thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you're out trying to bring everybody together.
Absolutely.
Because it is like that. It's not a competition. Everybody's shop is going to be a little bit different because everybody has different views of what their shop wants to be. You touch on base of having the lounge. That's probably something I would love to do in-game wise, but I'm enjoying the shop because at the shop, you're doing more communicating with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes with lounges, especially being an owner, you got a pocket here, you're trying to spread yourself all over. In a store that's a whole humidor, you actually get a chance to do that same thing. So you can have a conversation over here, you can have a conversation over here. But one of the things that I do love is when the whole shop actually gets into that conversation. I've had 8 to 10 people in here, and we're all talking about this cigar and that cigar and this, and I mean,
and it evolves into different conversations too.
Exactly.
That's the key component of this show is bringing those people, giving that peek behind the curtain, seeing, hey, what goes on in those lounges. I heard for some of those cigar shops, people just meet and greet one another and what they talk about. Some of the greatest conversations I've ever had.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And that's one of the things I love about that lounge feel too, because you can walk in there as a solo person, sitting down, grabbing a cognac or whatever it is your choice, or just not grabbing anything at all. And next thing you know, you walk out, hey, I'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I've met some of my, a really good friend of mine, Robert Poole. Never met him before in my life.
Okay.
Met him at a cigar party in Lansing. He invited me out to his shop, well, not his shop, but at his spot that he hangs out to in Flint. We've been friends ever since, you know what I mean? So it's just that type of camaraderie that happens in cigar shops. And I think that's why cigar shops are getting so popular. You know what I mean? Because it is a place for men and women. That's the other cool part, to just come in, you're sitting down, you're having a good time, you're having different conversations. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your ethnic background. You just sit down, you have a good conversation, you have a great time, you laugh, and then you go home. And then your wife, man, why are you so happy? Man, I just had some of the most amazing conversations.
Energy shifted, giving off good energy, man, and it's amazing. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to meet you and the opportunity to come to your great shop here. So before we get out of here, is there anything we should be looking out for? Anything that's going to be coming up, events or anything like that that's going to be happening here in the near future?
We are going to be trying to do a lot more events. We did a lot over at Pumpernickel's that I mentioned before, but I'm looking to do that same thing. I want to do a lot more events, especially for next year. The shop is starting to enter its closed down season, but I'll still be doing our blends, selling them online. But for next year's, I would definitely love to be known, as I've been working with some of my suppliers, as my father's shop. Because a lot of times you come into shops, it's either maybe a Rocky Patel or Davidoff or something like that. Me, I like to work outside the box. I've never had a bad My Father cigar, and I've smoked a lot of them. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to next year. Again. Having some other different boutique cigars. So I always love having customers say, hey, well, you gotta check this one out. I had this cigar, and if it's a boutique cigar, I look it up, I check it out, I see if I can find it, smoke. I was like, man, that was a great cigar. You gotta get that in the shop. So, just to kind of continue to build on that and just keep striving to have the best shop I can possibly have.
Well, man, you have the absolute support of the Cigar Room Show, And I'm looking forward, y'all gonna see me sharing a lot of this and posting about a lot of this. This is amazing, and I really appreciate your time. And for those of you out there that are in Michigan, that plan on visiting Michigan, please make this one of your stops. Stogies Cigar Shoppe here in Saugatuck, Michigan. Look it up online. I'll be posting about it, the address, the shop itself. This is an amazing shop. I really appreciate your time. Thanks again.
I appreciate you, my brother.
And for those of you out there, I hope everyone out there has a blessed and prosperous week. From the
Thank you
Cigar
very
Room
much.
Show.
Great being on the show.
Yeah. Relax, enjoy yourself. This is the cigar room.